Welcome back to Reddit from Reddit. Today we're taking a look at the AskReddit. You're given a baby on your 21st birthday. The child turns out to be you as a baby. Raising him won't change your life, only his. How would you raise this child to give it a better life than the one you have? Give it to my parents. I was ready to give a pessimistic reply to this, but now I wonder if my parents would be able to raise a better version of me, knowing how I turned out due to their parenting. Seriously, I don't think I could do a better job. They were supremely patient. Nice try, Mom. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you for raising me foolish. Seriously, at 21, I didn't have a freaking responsible bone in my body. I'm 36 now and a happy person. They did something right, I guess. Maybe I had them drill into me to floss daily. I tend to forget most days. Don't mock him when he tells me about liking or dating a girl. I hated when my parents did that to me. My parents.
You should be more open with us and trust us.
Me becomes more open and trusting. My parents.
Haha, what a freaking loser.
Hated that crap. My mom was notorious for this. She would do embarrassing teasing that honestly meant no harm, but just made me want to crawl under a rock instead of bringing anyone into my life. Asian parents. Focus on your study. Don't get distracted by stupid relationship. Also Asian parents. How come you never bring a girl-boy here? When will you get married? I want a grandchild. Make him brush his damn teeth twice a day. If you ever want your kids, emphasis on having at least two to brush their teeth every day, twice a day. Make it a competition between them. As little kids, my siblings and I would rush to be the first one to start brushing their teeth, and would call each other out if we didn't do it properly. From there, it just got ingrained into our routine, so it became automatic for us to brush. The negative side effect is that brushing too hard might have screwed up my enamel, and I have quite sensitive teeth. Oh gosh, yes. As we speak, I'm stuck on the toilet from the antibiotics I've been taking to kill the massive infection eating the bones in my face because I wasn't taught proper oral hygiene. 6 crowns, 1 failed crown that had to be turned to an implant, and surgical removal of a molar later. You'd think I'd have learned by now. Give him to a parent who's older than 21. Seriously, I'm 31 now, and I cannot imagine being given a baby at that age, let alone the age of 21. Back then I was in college, drinking and partying a lot, being very irresponsible in so many ways. I would not want myself to try and raise myself back then, because I do not think I could handle it at all, both mentally and financially. Send him to a Tibetan monastery to learn ancient martial arts so he can come back and be Batman. Something is wrong. I can feel it. You forgot one thing. His parents need to die for him to complete his training and become Batman. 21 first birthday? This hurts my brain. My brain completely blocked that out until I read this. 21th. I'd make sure he had proper coping skills and teach him the importance of health and nutrition. I've been morbidly obese for as long as I can remember due to bad eating habits and being sedentary. I've lost 62 pounds in the past 3 to 4 months from forming healthy eating habits, eating balanced meals, and getting plenty of exercise. Not beat him? Edit, thanks for the awards, kind strangers. I've been reading your comments, and I'm sorry to hear about all of your experiences. It's awful and should be easier seen when you're a child. I wish you could have figured it all out sooner, and I'm sorry for what you have all experienced. My grandfather grew up in a family where a beating was something that was expected and not frowned upon, born in the 1920s. He swore that he would not beat his children, so he never beat my father. My father did not swear to not beat me because it was such an unthinkable thing to do, I suppose since he never experienced it himself. I grew up never being beaten by my parents and never being told they were beaten, so for me, beating my kids, well, obviously did not happen. Moral of the story, the first generation that don't beat their children are setting up their grandchildren for a great childhood. Beat him with a stick made out of love and understanding. My mother beat the ever-loving crap out of me as a child. I just turned 31 a couple weeks ago, and I'm still healing from the scars she left in me. It's going to be endless work, and I try very hard to make sure her demons die with me. My future children will never endure the rage and abuse that I had to. I would pay attention to his ADHD symptoms and follow up with his teachers to make sure he was reaching his potential in school. Support him in his hobby and get to know what he's actually interested in, instead of ridiculing it and just telling him to stop doing it. Also telling him that it's not important what other people think of him, instead of saying stuff like, "Look, other people are looking already." That's how you create anxiety in people. This reminds me of my family. The opinions of other people is almost sacred for them. I've grown up being scared of other people's judgments, and I'm still afraid of looking ridiculous when I'm trying to do something new or when I'm meeting new people for the first time. Listen, bucko, this town ain't big enough for the two of us. Yeet! Breaking news, baby found thrown over a building. More in the story at 9. I had to scroll extremely far before I found the correct answer. Why on earth would I raise my own replacement clone? Simply give him the love and attention he deserves. Make sure to never put him through the DCF process in orphanages. As a foster parent, you could provide this to other kids. Being a foster parent, I know the positive difference we make in children's lives. Just an idea. Listen. Tell her that she always has someone to talk to, and if she doesn't feel comfortable with me, then we can find the appropriate people. Not downplaying her anxiety with, cheer up, it'll get better, it'll be fine. What do you have to be depressed about? I don't know, that's the problem. Don't tell him he's smart, instead praise his effort and hard work. Gifted kid syndrome is a bitch. Yeah, except to me it was the opposite. Manipulative mom that keeps yelling at you on a daily basis how dumb you are and definitely tells you to work harder even if you work well. I wish I got this. Now I have little work ethic and trying to develop it in the middle of high school isn't so easy. I wouldn't ignore her or enable her. She would be told, I love you every day, and she would always be welcome to hugs. I would get her started in pre-K homeschool programming, provide discipline, and no discussion subject is off limits. I would talk to her more as a person and not overlook and treat her like some stupid child. I would actually raise her instead of simply watch. Surround her full of people who would love her. This is what I do with my 5-year-old, who is basically me, but with blue eyes. I like my life. I'd give the baby to my parents. They did a great job the first time around. Give it to my mom and stepdad while making sure my bio dad can never do what he did to me to her. I'm not fit to be a parent, but my mom and stepdad are. Not use negative encouragement, like even jokingly saying, don't frick this up before a big event. Get him into some solid sports early and teach him about handling money responsibly. My dad used to say, you won't screw this up. And if you do, what are they going to do? Kill you and eat you? That's too much work. Good luck. Conflicting message, Chief. I wasn't terribly nervous about this school play beforehand, but oh boy. I hate my parents for this. For all my life, I'd been scared of my father because he always scolds and pressures me. One thing I do is make sure I don't yell at him for playing a video game, but encourage him to do something else he likes. You basically just described what it's like to get children, dude. It truly is a version of you and your significant other, and how you raise him will, more or less, only change his life. Scroll down very far to find this. This is just parenting. Learn from the previous generation's mistakes and do your best. No, finish everything on your plate nonsense. Freedom to make mistakes early on. Seconded. My parents both came from poor, working-class families and saw food as a luxury. We had to eat everything on our plates or we were seen as ungrateful, despite the fact that our family was relatively affluent and food wastage wasn't really an issue. Might go some way towards explaining why we were all overweight by the time we hit our teen years. Put them up for adoption. I don't need to ruin another life. And that's the end of this AskReddit. You're given a baby on your 21st birthday. The child turns out to be you as a baby. Raising him won't change your life, only his. How would you raise this child to give it a better life than the one you have? Let us know how you would raise the kid down below in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends so you can discuss how to raise yourself better. Also get subscribed to Reddit from Reddit, and we will see you in the next video.